Okay, so for this video, you're going to need a scratch piece of paper. I'm going to go through 4 examples with you, and I want you to write down all of the work that I write down. So if you need to pause it so that you can get caught up or anything like that, please do so. So for the first one, we have 4h plus 6 equals 30. We're always going to draw our line down the middle. And we always work on the side that has the variable, so that's on our left side. So we have 4h plus 6. I need to get rid of that plus 6, so I'm going to add 6 negatives, or subtract 6, from both sides, because one side you always have to do to the other. This makes a 0 pair. I'm left with 4h equals 30 minus 6 is 24. And then I have 4h, which is 4 times h, so I do the opposite operation. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I divide by 4. What you do to one side, you do to the other. H equals 24 divided by 4 is 6, and so your answer is h equals 6. All right, next problem. We have negative 3t plus 6 equals 0. Okay, I always work on the side that has the variable. So I have negative 3t plus 6. I need to get rid of that plus 6. So I'm going to subtract 6. Subtract 6. This makes a 0 pair. I'm left with negative 3t equals, if I have nothing and I take away 6, I have 6 negatives, or negative 6. Negative 3 and t are multiplied, so I do the opposite operation. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. T equals, a negative divided by a negative is a positive, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So t equals 2. All right, example number 3. We have negative 8 plus 8g equals 56. You always work on the side that has the variable. So I have negative 8 plus 8g. I need to get rid of that negative 8. So the opposite of that would be a positive 8. So this makes the 0 pairs. I have 8g equals 56 plus 8 is 64. 8 and g are multiplied, so the opposite operation is division. So I divide by 8, divide by 8. G equals 64 divided by 8 is 8. And then our last example, we have 2/7 y plus 5 equals a negative 9. I always work on the side that has the variable, so left side. I have 2/7 y plus 5. I need to get rid of that plus 5, so I subtract 5. This makes a 0 pair. If I have 9 negatives and I have 5 more negatives, I have a total of 14 negatives. And then I still have my 2/7 y on that side. 2/7 and y are multiplied, so I have to do the opposite operation, which is division. So I divide by 2/7, divide by 2/7. You always keep the number that is on top. So I'm going to keep that one, so negative 14 over 1. Change division to multiplication, and flip 2/7 to make it 7 over 2. Now I can cross reduce. This is negative 14. I'm dividing it by 2, so I'd get a negative 7. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Since there's nowhere else that I can reduce, I'm going to go ahead and multiply straight across. So negative 7 times 7, a negative times a positive is a negative. 7 times 7 is 49. Over 1 times 1 is 1. So my answer is y equals negative 49. Okay, so now your assignment is to do 1 through 6 on page 473. If you need to go back and watch this video again to see the steps again, please do so. So you see number 6 is a fraction, so if you need help on number 6, go back and watch this video for fractions so that you can replicate the steps for that problem. I will tell you that there is only one problem that has a fraction answer. So when you are doing 1 through 6, you should only get one answer that is a fraction. The rest of them should be a positive or negative whole number.